Loss is a silent companion, shadowing each carefully planned day in every spontaneous detour. Its presence colors the rhythm of rest and activity, quietly transforming even the most routine journey into something deeper and more poignant. Within the spaces between destinations, amid the hum of highway miles and the hush of lake shores, loss lingers, shaping the way the world is seen and felt. It's there in the longing glances at the sky, in the hope for a sign, and in the small rituals that become anchors when the familiar has shifted. Each day on the road, whether marked by action or retreat, becomes an opportunity to encounter the echoes of what was, mingling sorrow with gratitude and memory with a promise of continued life. In the journey through grief, time loosens and reweaves itself, blending past and present until every mile is layered with remembrance. Loss is not merely the absence of someone cherished, but the ongoing dialogue between memory and resilience. It is felt most keenly in the quiet moments, watching the landscape change, recalling a conversation, or recognizing a gesture of support that bridges loneliness. And as the days unfold, there comes the gentle realization that healing does not demand forgetting, but rather invites us to carry love forward, honoring it with each step taken, each sight witnessed, and each small act of courage in the face of the unknown. While driving up on the first day, I called my father to see how he was doing. It was a difficult and short conversation. I could tell that he didn't want to speak to me and wasn't ready to discuss it with anyone yet. The experience left me unsettled. As I approached the Iowa border, I asked Mom to send me a sign that everything was going to be all right. I didn't have to wait very long. As you know, I consider bald eagles to be a good omen. Shortly after I crossed the Des Moines River, I thought I saw a bald eagle in silhouette against the morning sky. 30 seconds later, another one crossed the highway in front of me. This one was unmistakable. I suppose she wanted to make sure I got the message. What would happen a few days later would leave me with no doubt that my mother is watching over me. I took the next day to do some much needed shopping for supplies and finished setting up the trailer for the week. I had no idea how much the drive the day before had taken out of me. I finished up by working out the schedule for Wednesday and then went to bed. On the following morning, the itinerary called for adventure. Split Rock, Gooseberry, Chattahoochee, Elgin, and Manitou. It was a monumental undertaking for me. I had never been to several of these places before, and I was woefully unprepared for the march that would ensue, bringing me close to the breaking point, and in one case, nearly costing me everything. Here we go.
All right, morning everyone. It's currently Wednesday. I am out at Split Rock. I figured I took the day off yesterday to rest and recuperate from the long drive and the long night. Almost missed the dawn this morning because I overslept. We got a shot of the lighthouse way over there as the sun was coming up. Had a little bit of some equipment difficulties this morning. My 360 cam decided it didn't want to record the walk-in, which kind of sucked, but we'll record the walk-out. Not sure what the itinerary is today. I was in such a rush to get out of here, or to get out here. I left my water and stuff in the trailer, so I might stop at Gooseberry Falls on the way back. I don't know. We'll have to see what the day has in store, and we'll go from there. Alright, I decided to make a stop at Gooseberry Falls. This was one of my mom's favorite places going up the North Shore on Highway 61. You can plainly see why. The water volume isn't as great as I've seen before, but I think we're past prime water levels. The spring. Probably 2 weeks ago would have been the best time to be here, but that's not too bad. There's a lower falls, a middle falls is where we're at right now, and then there's a upper falls that we'll go to last. I like to go down all the way to the bottom first, get the wide angle shot, and then work my way back up. So we'll pick you up down at the lower falls. I was talking about water levels before up at the upper falls. We're down at the lower falls. One of them, there's actually two. The river splits right after the mid fall. So I was talking about water levels. So see behind me here. If you can walk across that, there's not that much water coming off. So it's nice to not have to go over the bridge right here right away. So let me show you the more picturesque part of the lower falls here. My mom and dad have a picture from a long time ago from here. I've always tried to recreate it. It's really nice. Almost there. All right, here we go. The other side. All right, I'm gonna head back down and get my camera so I can get these shots. up at the overlook for the mid and lower falls. There's quite a few steps, so despite it only being 50 degrees, it got hot for me. But I'm designed for this weather, so I burn hot. So, but as you can see, my ugly mug out of the frame. It's not hard to see why people love this place. So there is a new set of stairs here that wasn't here the last time. You can see here the trail has been washed out. So I haven't been this way in probably 15 years, so we're gonna give it a shot, and I'll pick you guys up from the upper falls. All right, we made it to the upper falls. See it behind me there. That was a lot longer walk than I had expected. I've never been that way before. Yeah, way upriver. Hopefully that 360 footage is nice. That was a very peaceful walk. It's a lot hotter than I thought it was going to be today. I didn't dress accordingly. I've got my fleece lined pants on, and I'm sweating like crazy. So after we're done here taking the photos, I'm gonna head on back to camp, get some breakfast, take a shower, and we'll put some lighter clothes on for the rest of the day. I think I might head up later this afternoon to Cascade. I might hit all the parks on the way. I might Tedeguchi, Temperance, you know, all the places my mom liked to go. As you may have noted, figured out by now, my mom passed this weekend, and this is the only way I knew how to deal with it. So, Mom, this one's for you. We love you. Alright guys, I am at a waterfall that I've never been before in Tedeguchi State Park. I'll show it to you here in a second, but if I'd have known this was back here earlier, I'd have been here sooner. This is almost like looking at the waterfall in Yellowstone.
It's pretty awesome. Unfortunately, I'm above it and I can't get a good view for a good picture. I'm trying to figure that out. A couple years ago, I'll see if I can do this without dying. A major storm came through. I think it was in 2023. Huge flood came through here and took out the bridge that I need to get across. So I'll show that to you here now. It's the suspension bridge. The river took it. I think next year they're supposed to rebuild it, a more permanent bridge. We'll go over there. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a good shot of this waterfall if I can't get across. So I'm going to figure that out here now. And if I can find a way, I'll get back to you. All right. I made it. Don't ask. Don't ask. I may or may not put that footage in this video. We'll have to see. But I made it all the way around, and this place is gorgeous. I mean, I'll turn it around for you guys. I mean, look at that. It really doesn't get any better than that. Anyway, I'm gonna get set up for the shots, and then I'm gonna go to the lower falls on this river. This is the Baptism River. See if I can get back across there. If not, it's gonna be a long walk back to the truck. So wish me luck. Alright guys, last waterfall at Taguchi State Park. You can see it somewhere behind me. I can get to work. There we go. Anyway, there we go. It got really hot, and right now I'm trying to figure out how I can get across the river without backtracking or walking 3 miles back to the truck. Maybe I can hitch a ride, I don't know. But I'm not looking forward to walking back up those steps here behind the camera and then walking all the way back and crossing the river again. I can cross here. I just don't know if there's a way up to the path that's on the other side. So, needless to say, the flies are getting bad. I will catch you guys somehow back in the truck.
It turned out that there was no way out of the Baptism River Gorge. By the time I got back up to the top of the stairs, I was exhausted. I decided to go back the way I had come. I returned to the river crossing and attempted to cross back. In my exhaustion, I did not turn the camera back on. As a result, what happened next was not captured on camera. From the camera footage of the first crossing, the distance to the top of the falls is not readily apparent, but I would estimate that the precipice was no closer than 50 yards, but no farther than 100 yards from my crossing point. I didn't return on the exact path I had used the first time. In the deepest part of the crossing, I had a misstep and ended up falling to my knees. It took everything I had to regain my footing. Luckily, I was able to do so without being swept up in the current. Not to be overdramatic or anything, but had I been swept up, I don't know that I would have had enough time to regain my feet before reaching the end. And that's something to think about. So don't try this at home, kids. Those boundaries are there for a reason.
picking you up again. This is, you can see behind me, it's a new one for me. Mosquitoes are bad. This is Iligan Falls on the Baptism River. Not sure how I'm going to get a face-on shot from down below, so I'm going to pack up here. I've already taken the one from above. I'm going to see where the trail goes, and if it's not too much farther, I'll head down, get another shot, and then we got one more falls for the day that I've never been to, so let's get a move on, and I'll catch you at the next one. All right, last waterfall for the day. We're in George Crosby Manitou State Park. Mosquitoes are really bad here. You can see it here behind me. This is really nice. It's really difficult to get to. I am not looking forward to the walk back, but I made it, and it's been a very long day. I don't know if I'm going to have the energy to do astro tonight, but we'll see. If I do, I won't be doing anything tomorrow during the day, so I'll either pick you up, do an astro, or tomorrow. See ya.
The trek through Teteguchi took way longer than I had anticipated. By the time I was finished with Manitou, the sun was already on its way down. When I returned to Highway 61, I pulled over at the intersection and just sat in the AC for a long time, thinking about what to do. The wildfire smoke had not yet encroached on this part of the sky, but that would soon not be the case. Finally, I felt a push to return north for astro. While driving, I decided to head to my new site for aurora. I was checking the forecast while driving, but there was no word on whether anything was expected. I realized it was already too dark to make the trek to the new site, so I headed back to the beach instead. While I was setting up, another photographer stopped and asked if I was planning to shoot the aurora. I told him that I wasn't, that I was going to focus on the Milky Way and Rho Ophiuchus. If the aurora happened to show up, I would switch to that. The other photographer waited about 45 minutes, during which time a green glow appeared on the horizon, but didn't really amount to much. After he left, I focused on my other tasks. After about 30 minutes, I happened to look up and saw this.
Look at that. Purples.
When I started making this series, I had hoped to keep it to just 2 episodes. However, what happens next needs an episode all to itself. Please stay tuned for the finale, where I receive a message from the beyond and we start the long road home. Thanks for watching.